I tried to do the, let's agree on things mediator thing, and she's the one that stepped up and said, no, I'm going to get an attorney and I want, full custody of the kids. And yeah, so she made it ugly. So of course I'm not just going to lay down and die. I'm going to fight back. Um, so I did fight back, and it cost me a lot of money. And during this fight, I got laid off from my job. So now I'm going through this bitter, ugly divorce, and I lose my job. And so about 8 months after, while I'm still unemployed, our divorce gets finalized, and a judge decides, he does give me 50-50 custody, but I have to keep all the debt that we had as a family, which was essentially mostly just hers, which was about 25K in credit card debt. Um, and so, when all that went down, and by the way, I didn't even mention when she first left to, because we were going to divorce, she took my kids away from me for months, and I didn't get to see them. So it was like, I went from seeing them every day to now, it was like withdrawals, right? They were just out of my life and I couldn't see them, and it was horrible. So I was the most miserable, anxious state that a human being could possibly be in. At least I think it was the most I could be in. And when all that went down, I just thought, man, this isn't a life I want to live. I don't want this life. And that went through me for a while. And I finally one night succumbed. And I took a full bottle of Ambien. And then the next morning, when someone I knew couldn't get to me, she called an ambulance because she knew the state I was in. And then the ambulance came to my home and saved me, and, and all that. And so when I first woke up, I was mad. I
Like,
was,
God damn it.
yeah, I was pissed off. I was like, I didn't want to be here. Why am I still here? You know? But then after that settles down and you realize, well, your kids still need you, blah, blah, blah. Um, I was like exactly what I said before. If I'm gonna live this life, I'm gonna live the best life I can give or I can have. And so then it just became like a rewiring of my brain. I just decided, through, of course, I've been through therapy and self improvement study and all that in the past. I just hadn't put that stuff into practice.